Let's look at an example where we have fire, larger and counter in the first group of words, and area, weight and space in the second group of words. The question will ask us to find a compound word, that means one long word made of two shorter ones, by choosing one word from the first group and one word from the second group. With this type of compound word question, it's very important, as is so often true for verbal reasoning questions, to work through methodically. This means taking things one step at a time, going through each possible answer in turn. In our example, we should work through the possible combinations starting with the first word on the left, fire, and see if it matches up with any of the words on the right to form a new compound word. So, we put fire and area together to give fire area, which isn't a word. Then fire and weight to give fire weight, again not a word. And finally, fire space, a bit of a trick one, as it sounds a bit like fireplace, but isn't in fact a proper word. Having not found a proper word yet, we need to move on to the second word from the left, which is larger. Again, we match this up in turn with the three words on the right to give us larger area, larger weight, and larger space. None of these are proper words, so we have to move on to counter. Counter and area don't form a word, and next we come to counter and weight, which make counterweight. This one definitely is a word, and is therefore the correct answer. If as you go through you find an answer that you think might be correct, but you're not 100% sure of, then it's always worth going back through to try and figure out all the possible remaining answers to check that you haven't missed the correct one. In this instance, there is still one remaining combination left, which is counterspace. You can see that this is not a word either, so you can revert back to the one that you thought was correct. If you're really confident that you've found the right answer, then you should stop looking through the rest of the combination and move on to the next question. This will save you time for the other questions, which you may find more difficult. Now, you might go through all the options and not be sure which one is the right answer. After all, these questions are a test of your knowledge of vocabulary, and you may simply not recognise any of the possible words. When this happens, you have to take a guess. But rather than simply guessing at random, doing the following things will give you a better chance of getting the answer correct. Number 1, go through all the possible combinations. Number 2, make a mental note of the ones that you think might be words. And number 3, say the word in your head and think of which one sounds most like a proper word.